The water hummed with laughter, not mine, and certainly not anyone I'd ever invited. I stood frozen at the edge of my backyard, staring at a scene that looked like a hallucination. Wine glasses clinked, swimsuit straps snapped, and there she was, Sandra Klein, self-declared queen of the HOA, lounging in my brand-new hot tub like it was her personal spa suite. A man I didn't recognize in sagging green trunks poured her wine while she raised her glass to me with zero shame and chirped, "Oh, good. You're back. We were just saying how lucky we are to share such a gem." My fist clenched. I hadn't even soaked in the thing yet. It was a birthday gift to myself. Now, it was bubbling with spilled cocktails and strangers, and Sandra's sandal hung precariously over one of the jets. That was it. Sandra had crossed the line for the last time, and I had the perfect scientific payback brewing. 3 weeks earlier, life in suburbia had been nearly perfect. I'm Ethan Brooks, software developer, introvert, and undisputed master of petty revenge. I moved to Crestwood Hills for its serenity, tree-lined streets, low crime, a sanctuary away from the chaos of city life. I didn't sign up for Sandra's HOA dictatorship. For 2 months, I had been designing my dream hot tub. Heated jets, color-changing LED lights, built-in Bluetooth speakers set for mellow jazz, all discreetly placed behind a privacy fence I paid extra to have surveyed. It was supposed to be mine, a peaceful retreat out of reach from neighborhood meddling. Then Sandra came knocking. Clipboard in hand, gums snapping, she peered through a gap in my fence. "Nice setup," she said, voice soaked in fake charm. "Technically, outdoor features like this need HOA approval, but I'll let it slide for now." I replied, calm but firm. "Installations behind my privacy fence are none of the HOA's business." She smirked, jotted something down, and strutted off. That was the first red flag. The second came 2 days later. She started babbling about community unity and shared spaces. Not long after, I discovered fresh footprints in the wet concrete near my tub. Security footage confirmed what I feared. Lydia and Greg, a couple who lived down the block, had scaled my gate in robes like amateur secret agents. I called Sandra. "Oh yeah, that was me," she said casually, as if borrowing sugar. "Told them to test it out. Sharing is caring, right?" "That's trespassing," I snapped. She laughed. "Relax. It's just water." But it wasn't just water. It was my haven, my escape from deadlines, chaos, and yes, from her. I upgraded the lock, installed new cameras, and posted a large "No trespassing" sign on the gate. I thought that would be the end of it. It wasn't. Fast forward to the invasion. I had gone away for a quiet weekend, deliberately unannounced. But Sandra had noticed my car was missing and seized the opportunity. As I rounded the corner of my house, I found what could only be described as a suburban rave. Fairy lights were strung up like it was prom night. There were balloons, a speaker blaring pop music, and a table full of snacks. Sandra waved at me cheerily. "Hope you don't mind, Ethan." The board agreed this should be communal. We even brought our own cups. I didn't respond. I walked inside and shut the door, not with rage, but with satisfaction. You see, I had a plan. I called my old college roommate, Ben, who now worked in a chemical testing lab. I grinned as I spoke. "How fast can you give me something fun and maybe a little orange?" He knew exactly what I needed. 3 days later, a discreet package arrived. Inside was a vial labeled for testing only. Harmless, odorless, colorless in cool water, but once heated to 98 degrees Fahrenheit, it turned a blazing, impossible-to-remove orange. Perfect for hot tub justice. I tested it like a scientist. A bucket of clear water turned nuclear orange with a little heat. A cloth dipped in the solution came out glowing like a traffic cone. Glorious. I loaded the substance into the tub's scent dispenser, normally used for mint oils. I donned gloves and gave it one last test. A quick dip of the hand turned into a radiant orange masterpiece. All I needed was bait. So I parked my car 2 streets over, posted a beach selfie, and left a fake vacation box labeled tropical lotion on my porch. Predictably, Sandra took the bait. Saturday at exactly 3:47 p.m., the gate creaked. Cameras rolling. Sandra strutted in with her Bluetooth speaker, followed by Lydia, Greg, Todd, and a few others wielding pool noodles and snack trays. They meant business. "Greg, start the jets," she barked. Sandra slipped into the tub, like Cleopatra into a milk bath. Others followed. Laughter, splashing, clinking glasses. Then it happened. Todd glanced at his arm. Is this normal?" he asked. His skin had turned pumpkin orange. Lydia screamed. Her legs were blazing like neon lights. "Oh my God, I'm orange." Sandra sat bolt upright, her arms and chest a citrus nightmare. "What is this?" Panic. Shrieks. Chaos. Guests scrambled out, slipping and flailing, some crashing into lawn chairs. Yells about lawsuits filled the air. Sandra pointed, dripping orange. "That nerd did this." I muted the camera feed, smiling as they flailed like radioactive flamingos. Phones came out. Towels were clutched. Orange horror burned into memory. By the next day, the neighborhood group chat had exploded. Memes of Sandra the human Cheeto spread like wildfire. Someone even wrote a limerick about the orange overlord. On Monday, Sandra filed a complaint. Chemical assault, she said. Demanded an HOA emergency meeting. I didn't flinch. At the meeting, she arrived in a thick sweater despite the heat. Her skin still bore a faint orange glow. She ranted, raved, called me a danger to the neighborhood. I remained calm, handed out my property survey, then played the unedited security footage. Silence. The board members watched every second. Sandra breaking in, throwing a party, the orange meltdown. One quiet board member, Evan, finally asked, "Wait, you broke into his backyard?" Sandra stammered something about community spirit. No one bought it. Her complaint was tossed out. She retaliated online. Posted a dramatic Facebook essay titled "Toxicity in Crestwood." Claimed she was the victim of harassment. The comments tore her apart. "So we can just raid each other's houses now? Dibs on your wine cellar, Sandra," one neighbor quipped. But didn't end there. An anonymous board member tipped me off. Check the HOA funds. So I did. The numbers didn't add up. Fake vendors. Padded invoices. Sandra had been siphoning money for years. I gathered everything. Printed it. Pinned it on the clubhouse corkboard. Soon, whispers turned to roars. Residents demanded an audit. Sandra sued me for emotional distress. Claimed orange skin had ruined her life. My attorney, Russell, laughed when he read the filing. "Discovery is going to be delicious," he said. He countersued for trespassing and defamation. Sandra tried to save face with a unity picnic featuring a bounce house and free food. Tina, my friend from the county inspector's office, showed up. "No permits, Sandra," Tina said. "Unsafe setup. Gotta shut it down." The crowd dispersed. The audit results came in. Thousands of dollars missing. The local news picked it up. Crestwood HOA scandal. In court, Sandra's crocodile tears were no match for my video evidence, documents, and Tina's testimony. The judge ruled in my favor. Damages awarded. Sandra lost her position and her reputation. Soon after, her house went dark. Then a for sale sign appeared. Victor, a no-nonsense retired Marine, was elected HOA president. He swore off overreach and micromanagement. My tub stayed crystal clear, orange-free, and fully mine. At the next neighborhood barbecue, someone asked, "Did Sandra ever turn completely orange?" I raised my glass. "Only from the chest up," I said, grinning. Peace finally had returned, and this time it was mine untainted.